You wake up in a vast, endless casino, but instead of slot machines and cards, every table controls a law of the universe. At one table, gravity is slightly stronger. At another, it's slightly weaker. At one table, electrons repel each other differently. At another, time collapses in on itself. There are no dealers, no rules explained, just infinite spins. Every spin creates a universe. Most spins fail instantly. No stars, no atoms, no chemistry, no life. Just silence. Collapsed universes vanish before they even begin. And then one spin lands just right. Not perfect, not elegant, just barely survivable. Stars ignite instead of collapsing. Carbon forms instead of tearing apart. Planets appear instead of dissolving. Oceans gather, molecules assemble, cells divide, and eventually you open your eyes. You don't usually think about how unlikely this is, because improbability feels normal when you're standing inside it. But here's the core idea you're about to sit with. You are not here because the universe was designed for you. You are here because only a universe like this could ever allow you to notice it. That idea has a name, the Anthropic Principle. And once you understand it, truly understand it, it quietly dismantles the way you think about meaning, purpose, luck, God, randomness, and yourself. At its core, the Anthropic Principle says this: the universe looks fine-tuned for life because if it weren't, you wouldn't be here to observe it. That's it, not mystical, not religious, not dismissive either. It's an observation filter, a selection effect. You can only ever observe a universe compatible with your existence, just like a fish can only ever comment on water. Imagine a puddle waking up in a hole. The puddle looks around and says, "Wow, this hole fits me perfectly." But the truth is simpler. The puddle didn't shape the hole didn't shape the puddle. Water simply conforms to wherever it exists. The universe is the hole, and you are the puddle. Here's the key mistake people make. They see the universe's precision and assume intention. But the Anthropic Principle says, don't confuse survivorship with design. If 10 trillion universes exist, and only one allows observers, guess where the observers will always be? Not in the failures, in the survivor. Imagine this: you stand blindfolded in front of a firing squad of 100 expert marksmen. They aim, they fire, silence. And you remove the blindfold. You're alive. Do you say, they must have missed on purpose? Or do you say, if they hadn't missed, I wouldn't be here to ask the question? Your survival doesn't explain why they missed. It only explains why you're able to notice it. That's the Anthropic Principle. Now things get uncomfortable because physics didn't need to be this precise. If gravity was stronger by 1 part in 10 to the power 40, the universe would collapse in on itself. If weaker, stars would never fall. No stars, no heavy elements, no planets, no life. Change the electromagnetic force slightly, chemistry fails. Change the strong nuclear force, atoms never form. This isn't balance, this is knife-edge survivability, and you're standing on it. There are 3 serious possibilities. Pure chance. We won the lottery, no meaning, no intention, just statistical survival. 2 is deeper laws. There's an underlying theory we don't understand yet, one that had to produce these constants. And then there's the multiverse. Countless universes exist. Most fail, most die, some survive. Observers inevitably appear in the survivors. The Anthropic Principle doesn't choose a side, it simply says, whatever the explanation is, your evidence filters the evidence. Now there is what's called the weak Anthropic Principle. You exist in a time and place where life is possible, not the early universe, not the heat, death, future. You're here because here is where observers can exist. No mystery, no magic, just timing. And then the strong Anthropic Principle. This is where it all gets philosophical. it suggests that the universe must allow observers at some point. Some interpretations go further, that consciousness isn't an accident, but a requirement. Not everyone agrees, but once you consider it, you can't unsee it. If the universe exists with no observers, is it meaningfully different from one that never existed at all? A book never read, a song never heard, a story never told. You are not just in the universe, you are the universe experiencing yourself. Now turn the lens inward. You weren't born too early for stars, too early for complexity, too early for consciousness. You also weren't born after civilization collapsed, after resources vanished, after meaning decayed. Out of billions of years, you arrive now, at the precise moment awareness could reflect on itself. Ask yourself honestly, what are the odds? If consciousness is rare, if awareness is fragile, if existence balances on improbability, then wasting your life isn't neutral. It's statistically obscene. You are not guaranteed meaning, but you are responsible for creating it. The Anthropic Principle doesn't ask, why does the universe exist? It asks, now that you do, what will you do with it? Will you sleepwalk, distract yourself, shrink your potential? Or will you live like someone who understands the odds? Because you are not accidental, you are improbable, and that changes everything. If this episode made you think, subscribe, comment, follow and share. You're here. That alone demands something from you. And then to our sponsors. Strong Coffee Company, protein-packed coffee for energy, focus and mental clarity. Use code Vancrux1 for 20% off at strongcoffeecompany.com. And then you have More Labs, clinically proven hydration and recovery drinks. Use code Vancrux1 for 25% off at morelabs.com. And finally, liquor gummies, electrolytes and vitamins for hangover prevention and recovery. Use code Vancrux1 for 20% off at liquor.com. That's liquure.com.